Okay, so we're going to factor today when your A value is not 1. Okay, that happened yesterday though. It happened a couple times, but what were we able to do to make it 1? Divide by the what? What kind of coefficient? How about the greatest common factor? Yeah. Okay, so always look for the greatest common factor first. Because yesterday we saw even if A is not 1, sometimes we could divide it out and then A was 1 again, right? Today, we might be able to find a GCF, but most times there's still going to be a number in my way, right? There's lots of ways to do this. I use a method called the slip and slide method. Other teachers use grouping. They use, it's called take out the trash or Xbox. There's lots of different ways to do this. My way is slip and slide. If you have learned a different way and you like that way better, then you can keep doing it that way, okay? I don't care. Just make sure you are showing me your work. When we're going through notes today, if you're doing it your way, make sure it is, you're getting the same answers as I am, okay? So I'm not a teacher that says you have to do it this way because I like it. No, if you have something that works out better for you, you stick with it, okay? Just again, this is why showing your work is important. So for slip and slide, if A cannot be factored out, what you're going to do is you're going to slip A to the end of the trinomial and multiply it by C. Okay. So we have ax squared plus bx plus c. So if that A value right there is something other than 1, and you can't factor it out, you're going to slip it to the end and multiply it with c, like that. Okay? Because now that's not in front of your x squared anymore, then we can factor like we did yesterday. Okay? Factor like we did yesterday, but since we slipped a to the end, after we factor it, we have to slide a back out. So after we get our factors, we have x plus something else, whatever it is. We have to then slide or divide that a value back out of each piece. Okay? So we slip it to the end, so factoring is a little bit easier, but then we got to make sure we slide it back out to make our equation balanced again. Okay? We will have fractions. We will reduce those fractions, but fractions also are not going to stay in our answer. We promote them, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. So fractions should never stay in there. They'll either reduce down to a whole number, or we're going to promote them up into our factor. And I'll show it to you. Okay? Ready for the first one? Too bad. All right. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Is there a GCF for this problem? No, there's nothing I can divide out. So we're going to have to go to our slip and slide method. Meaning I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to slip it on the end and multiply it with 3. So we're slipping 2 to the end. Okay? Our trinomial now is going to be x squared plus 5x plus 6. We can factor this. What multiplies to give us 6 but adds to give us 5? 3 and a 2. Okay, what kind of a 3 and what kind of a 2? Positive. So someone every class has 5 and 1. You just get it backwards, okay? Because it has to multiply to give you 6 and add to give you 5. All right, we are not done. There's a way to know I'm not done because x times x does not give me 2x squared. Remember, we should be able to FOIL it and get back to the beginning. So that's a hint right there for you that you're not done. We have to slide the 2 back out. So we're going to divide each piece by 2. Three over 2, does that fraction reduce? It does not, but we're not going to keep fractions in my answers. We're going to promote the fraction up. So 2 is going to get promoted to be in front of the x. So 2x plus 3, like that. Does 2 over 2 simplify? It's just 1, so that becomes x plus 1. So let's try this one. 2x times x, does that give me 2x squared? Yes, it does. Boom. You can FOIL the whole thing out to check, but a lot of these, all you have to do is just those first two numbers and make sure that that works, and then you're good to go. Yes, ma'am.
Don't you have to take the 2 out? Because then the 3 times 1, it's 3.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, no, maybe. Once we do it over and over and over again, I promise you it'll feel better. Okay? I know. We have like 12 of them to do, so. Woohoo! Yay! Alright. No questions on number 1, then we're going to go over here to number 2. This time we have 5m squared plus 17m plus 6. Is there a GCF?
Nope.
No, there is not. So what am I going to do? We got to slip first. But I know what you meant. Move the 5 to the back. So now we have m squared minus 17m plus 30. You can factor that, right? So what times what gives me 30? And what time? 15 and 2. Okay, what kind of a 15 and what kind of a 2? Both are going to be negative. Yes. Good. Is that my answer? But I factored. You do. We have to make sure we slide. If we slip, we must slide. So now we got to slide 5 back out of each piece. My first factor is going to be what? M minus 3. And my second factor is going to be what?
5m minus 2.
Good. 5m minus 2. The fraction cannot be reduced, so we promote the fraction up. And that is our answer. Again, you can check yourself. M times 5m. Does that give me 5m squared? Yes, it does. Yes. How about you go to the clinic? That might be a good idea. I would go there. Yeah, go to the clinic. She might have something for you. Take the pass. All right, we go with number 2?
You can put it right there. Like that. Earlier he accidentally scratched his eye. And now his hand.
Okay. Number 3. Do I have a what do we need to look for first? Do we have one? No. So what am I going to do? Slip my 6 to the other side. So what is my new trinomial?
Y squared minus 5y times negative 24.
Okay. Now what?
Now you have to
8 and 3.
We're going to factor. You mean 3? Is that my answer? No. What do I have to do now? Slide it back.
oh, slip it. Okay.
Get it? Like a slip and slide? Put your phone away, please. Thank you. All right. 8 over 6. Can that fraction be reduced?
Technically,
Yes.
Yes. But what is it? It's okay. What is it?
it's 4 over 3. Yeah. Yep.
And 3 over 6 becomes
1.
1/2. Now, we do have to reduce before we promote, because if I had, thank you. If I had promoted the denominators up ahead of time, I would have 6y times 6y. That gives me 36y squared, and that's not what we want. Okay? So you have to simplify first. Then, reduce our fractions. Now we can promote them up. So my factors are going to be what?
3y
And does 3y times 2y give me 6y squared? Yes.
So always the denominator goes to the. Oh, yeah.
After you reduce it. Yep. Always. You promote it up.
You have to promote it up.
Mm-hmm.
No, simplify, then yeah.
All right. Questions on that one? All right. I would like for you to please try number 4. I would like for you to try number 4. You can try it with a friend. All right, check your answer with mine. I got 4c plus 5 and 3c minus 1.
I got the answer right.
You get it? All right, so we did well on 4? Questions for me on 4? Are you sure? Okay, then I want you and your table to work on 4, 5, and 6, and I'm going to be passing out some markers. 5, 6, 7, and 8, I'm going to be passing out some markers. All right, so work on those last 4 on the front page. All right, so number 5, they started off by slipping 4 to the end to get x squared minus 19x minus 20. Then they factored it to be x minus 20 and x plus 1. Divided both pieces by 4. Reduced and promoted our fractions. End up with x minus 5 and 4x plus 1. Do you agree? I agree. Looks good. Again, you can always check. Does x times 4x give you 4x squared? Yes. All right, number 5. Let's see, they slipped 6 to the end. We have k squared plus 7k plus 12. They made that k plus 3 and k plus 4. Divided both pieces by 6. They reduced the fractions. So k plus 3 over 6 became k plus 1/2. K plus 4 over 6 became k plus 2/3. So both fractions got promoted to give us 2k plus 1 and 3k plus 2. Again, multiply my first 2 pieces together. They do give me 6k squared, which is what we needed. Looks good. All right, number 7. Flip the 3 to the end to give us x squared minus x minus 30. You guys know that that minus x in the middle means negative 1. So they did x minus 6 and x plus 5. Divided both pieces by 3 to slide the 3 back out. Reduced fractions, promoted fractions to give us x minus 2 and 3x plus 5. Looks good. Last one. Flip the 4. We had a squared minus 4a plus 4. Ended up being a minus 2a minus 2. Divided by 4. They got 2a minus 1, 2a minus 1. What is another way we could write that answer?
2a minus 1 squared.
Yes, 2a minus 1 squared. So either way, that is the right answer. Good. All right, so questions about the front because things are about to change on the back. So if you're on number 9, you might as well stop. Things are about to change. No questions on the front? Okay. Number 9, we have 3x squared plus 42x plus 120. Those are kind of big numbers. Am I going to slip the 3 to the end and get 360? We need to divide the whole thing by 3, okay? We finally have a greatest common factor. When we have a greatest common factor, okay, it gets moved to the front and it stays there. Okay, it does not just disappear. We're not doing math magic right now. Okay, oh, I didn't divide. Okay, it is still in front. 42 divided by 3 is 14. There we go. 120 divided by 3 is 40. Do I have to do slip and slide with this problem? No, because the GCF was the value of A. So now I can just factor like normal. So what multiplies to give me 40 but adds to give me 14? All right. Do I have to divide anything out? No, you didn't slip. You're not going to slide. Okay? And that, my friend, is all we have to do for that problem. We did not have to do slip and slide because there was a GCF. And that GCF took that value away. No, I told you not to do 9 yet. Some of you moved ahead of me. I told you don't do it. Okay, so when you have a GCF, move it out front and it stays there. We can still check my answers. 3 times x, that does give me 3x squared.
3 times x times x.
Yep. Gives me 3x squared. Yep.
There you go. Just think about
It just took me a little while.
That's okay. All right, number 10. Some of you are starting on it. What GCF do you see? It's a 2. So when we divide everything by 2, what happens to my a value?
It goes to the front.
The a value is the number in front of x squared. There's still something there, right?
Wait, I thought you can
We
only,
still have a value in front, so we can reduce it all by 2, and we have to. If there is a GCF, you have to do it, okay? Because I had a GCF, my A is now 3. I still have to do slip and slide.
I thought you can only do GCF for A. Not for
6, 2, and 4 are all divisible by 2.
No, I thought you can only do the GCF.
6, 2, and 4 are all divisible by 2. So that's what you do it with. Okay? Take our GCF out. We still have to slip and slide. So my 3 gets slipped to the end. This 2 is just going to stay there the whole time. So now it's x squared minus x minus 6. What multiplies to give me 6 but adds to give me a negative 1? Negative 3 and positive 2. Is that my answer? No, because look, 2 times x is 2x squared. I'm supposed to have 6x squared. There's your clue. You're not done. What have we not done yet? Yes, we got to slide my 3 back out. So we have 2 times, what's my first factor? X minus 1. And my second factor?
3x plus 2.
Good. So now let's check. 2 times x times 3x. Will that give me 6x squared? Yes. So that's our answer.
I just forgot to put the 2 in.
But it matters. If you don't have the 2 in front, it's wrong.
Wait,
You have to make sure it's there. Have to. It does not just disappear.
when I slipped and slide on the original thing without doing the guardrails, I got the same thing. I just didn't put the 2 in front.
Which makes it wrong. That's why you have to do a GCF first. If you go straight to slip and slide, you're not going to get the right thing. Yeah, we got to do our GCF. Have to. All right? Do you want to try 11 and 12?
Yes.
Okay, you try 11 and 12. I know. All right, so number 11, they started it off by taking a 6 out of the whole thing, giving us 6 times 3x squared plus x minus 2. Okay, then we have to slip the 3 to the end. So then she had 6 times x squared, plus x minus 6. She passed the marker. I believe Kaylee came up next and factored what was inside. Made it 6 times x plus 3 and x minus 2. Then we have to slide my 3 back out. This gives me 6 times x plus 1 and then 3x minus 2. Okay. We will do 13, yes. How we do on 11? Do good? All right, number 12. The marker got passed like after each and every step. So, starting off the problem, y'all say it with me. Starting off the problem, they divided each piece by 3. Okay? So that does give us 4m squared minus 8m minus 5. Okay? I told the person, do not forget to keep your 3 out front. Do not forget it. All right? Always keep your 3 out front. Okay? They passed the marker. The next person did the slip part because my m squared is not by itself. Slip 4 to the end to get minus 20 down there. They passed the marker. The next person factored the inside to be m minus 10 and m plus 2. I think that was Dominic. He passed the marker. Next person had to slide out the 4 from each piece. 10 over 4, it does simplify to 5 over 2. But remember, we don't keep it that way. Even though the fraction reduces, that becomes, oops, that should be a 2. 2m minus 5. The other one reduced down to 1/2, which also gets promoted to 2m plus 1. Okay. And remember, we can check ourselves. 3 times 2m is 6m, times 2m is 12m squared, which is what we wanted. All right, we do well on those? Yup. Okay, we got one more.
Yeah, you gonna do this one.
Okay, well, I need all of you to not do your homework right now. Just give me the attention for this last problem, okay? And it won't take a long time. So, I like it that you're working on it, but stay with me for this one problem, okay? The area of a rectangle is represented by the trinomial 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 feet squared. So I have a rectangle. And the area of that rectangle was 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 feet squared. Factor this trinomial to find the dimensions. What does it mean by finding the dimensions?
Sides.
What are the sides? What do we call those? The long one, so the length, and the width, okay? So how are we going to find those? It told me we're going to factor. Okay. Remember guys, factoring is another way to divide polynomials. We're dividing our area so we can get our length times width, okay? And we do that by factoring. What do I look for first? Okay, do I have a GCF? No, so what do I do? Split my 2, yep. I am. X squared plus 5x minus 6. It's the feet. It's feet squared because it's an area. Alright, so now we need to factor this piece. So multiplies to give us negative 6. So that means positive and negative. But adds to give me a 5.
3 and 2?
No, negative 1 and positive 6.
Yeah. It can't be 3 and 2 this time because you need negative 6. So one of those has to be negative, so there's no way to get a 5 out of it. Okay? So we do have to use 6 and 1. We're going to do what? Positive 6 and negative 1. Is this my answer?
No.
What do I got to do?
Divided by 2.
Slide and divide by 2. Yeah, you're right. So we have x plus 3 and 2x minus 1.
You forgot your 2. She already divided it.
6 divided by 2 is 3.
No, I'm talking about the 2 in front of it.
There is no 2 in front of it.
There was no
There was no GCF for this one. Okay. Now, word problems do get word answers. So, the length is, which one? It doesn't matter which one.
X plus 3.
Okay, the length is x plus 3 feet. The width is 2x minus 1 feet. And there we go. Word problems get word answers. So it wasn't that bad, was it? Not too bad. Okay, so you have your riddle worksheet. There are 15 problems. Now, if you look at your answer bank at the bottom of the back page, okay, you'll notice a lot of these answers do have a GCF, like F, N, B, H, K, E and L. Those all have a GCS. So please make sure you're looking for a GCF first. Okay? Or that's a lot of problems you're not going to get. Yesterday, there was not a lot of work to show. Today, today, there's a lot of work to show. Okay? Please make sure you show your work. I know people go online and just look up the answer to the riddle. That's not the point of this worksheet. Okay? When you solve, you should be getting real words. Okay? That's how you know if you're doing it right or wrong. Right? If you have letters mixed up that aren't forming real words, you know you messed up. That's why I like these worksheets. Okay? Please make sure you are showing all your work.